Well, howdy there, folks. How's it going today? I hope everyone's doing really good. Well, it's been about a week or so since I posted any videos. My apologies. This is the reason why, actually. And there's other reasons too, but I've been kind of working on this and trying to make an all-in-one kind of workstation on wheels here for these guitar builds that I'm working on. And I've been doing a little tool invention here, if you will, and I've got a few things that I'm going to be trying to fabricate for this as we go along, but it's getting pretty close, and let's get in a little closer and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've got this vinyl flooring on here. I'm going to put that on the whole top. It's nice and smooth. It's kind of white color, so it's bright. You can see what you're doing. Reflects the light a little better. Now, what I got going here is something a little crude, probably, but should work. I'm going to make myself a top sander, a thickness sander, if you will. And what I did here is I took a drive shaft that I had that come out of a snowmobile, and what I'll end up doing is wrapping sandpaper on this. Okay, now it's got big heavy bearings on the ends, and it's made to take the wear and tear of a high-powered snowmobile, so it should handle this. But basically I'm going to put something on this end to spin it, and that's what we're going to do. Now, I made myself a little shooting board here, if you will. And what that's going to do is just allow me to, feed this under. Now, I'm not looking to, remove a quarter of an inch at a time. This is just to even things out and take some of the hand sanding out of it for me. It's going to be removable, too. I'm going to fashion a way to lock this down. And I'm going to also set up something over here on this side. I'm going to make this nice and true and flat, and that way I'll have something to clamp bodies up to, either clamping them together or pancaking them like I've been doing. Just a nice flat surface and a pretty big surface, like I said. So another thing I'd like to do, I don't know if I'm going to use these rails. These little rails were just a way to push the cart around before I modified it or what have you, but I left them. Now, I thought about making a router sled, which would be something that would roll back and forth and be able to roll this way. I've seen people actually take huge, wide pieces of wood and just take a router, basically go back and forth with a pretty good size bit on it, almost like an end mill kind of thing, and back and forth, and in both directions also. Actually, take the surface down so it's pretty smooth and workable. You just basically get a finish sand from there. So I'll probably try to make something like that, and also I'm going to make that so I can remove it and I'll stick it under the cart or something when I'm done. Same with this top sander. And eventually, I don't know, I may set my belt sander up over here, or a drum sander, for just shaping and sanding on the edges of the bodies. So that's basically what I've been doing here, and I've been taking my time with it. I want to put a little bit of thought into it and make it so it's, really easy to use and set up, basically. It's tough. You get 3 or 4 projects going over on those benches, and, I'm trying to build guitars here too, so, I just needed another flat surface, basically, to work on and pile junk on. You know how that goes. Anything that's flat just collect stuff. It's so easy just to walk by and set something down on a flat surface, and then before you know it, you can't even see the surface that you has been setting stuff on. So it happens quick, and I just want to try to avoid some of that if I can. There's days where I have to just completely stop and clean everything, clear the benches, clear the tables. You know how that goes. And, you can't just work in a corner and trip on stuff and whatnot. It just makes the workflow easier if you can keep this kind of spread out and clean. So that's what I've been up to anyway. And we're going to be working on this one pretty soon, getting the corners rounded. I got the knack. I got everything pretty much to build that Telecaster. I am waiting on a couple necks, set necks for these Explorer bodies that I'm working on. And a few more parts. I got a recessed cup jack coming for the Telly. A few more odds and ends, but I have a lot of pickups and all that stuff, so should be able to build these guitars pretty easy, and hopefully there'll be some unique ones as far as how I wire them and get them set up that way. Not sure what I'm going to do with this Telly yet. I'm thinking about putting a humbucker in the front, just getting that out of the way, and probably thinking about putting a double stacked Seymour Duncan in the back. It looks like a single, but it's double stacked and it's 4-wire. So we'll see. I thought about maybe doing some phase, maybe a series parallel thing with some push-pulls. I haven't really got that deep. I got to get this thing put together and fit up first, and then we'll go from there. So again, I'm going to probably try to concentrate on getting this set up, and I'll start working on my router bed here. And hopefully that will work good for me. I mean, I'm not looking to mass produce guitars, but I want to make it so I can, have something that'll be accurate and also something that's, inexpensive. I was looking at drum sanders, and, this is 17.5 inches wide. That's what I'll be able to run through there. You're talking thousands for one of them. And I'm not going to be building enough guitars to probably warrant that. We'll see. I'd love to have one. It would make life easier in the shop. Now, I've looked at planers and whatnot too. I'd rather have the sander, thickness sander, honestly. I think it's less noise, less dust, that kind of thing, But in any case, this should work, and I'll be anxious to get it up and running. That'll save me a lot of time, like I said, and hopefully a lot of effort. So that's what I've been doing, folks, anyways, just trying to get set up here so I can work comfortably and accurately for the most part. So stay tuned. I will be shooting in-depth videos on these builds. There's no question about it, but sometimes you just have to stop and regroup and make tools on your own, which I enjoy doing anyway. I love seeing what I can come up with, making something out of nothing, basically. For some reason, I got pretty good at that kind of thing in my lifetime. I've said it many times, when you're poor and whatnot, you don't have a lot to work with, you can become pretty inventive and pretty clever. I know a lot of guys that'll like that. I mean, it's just how it goes, I guess. I know it's not just regionally where I live, but I've seen it all over YouTube and all across the globe. People working with just hand tools, building guitars, So I think this will be fine, and hopefully it will take some of the effort out for me. Sometimes like I said, you just got to stop and regroup and decide what would really help you out and be an asset to your shop or your man cave where you're working on this stuff. So again, maybe someday I will get a thickness sander or or a big planer or something, but for now, I think this will suit me just fine, and I've had a good time, a lot of enjoyment trying to set this up and putting a lot of thought into it. So, it's not a total loss if it don't work. It's a learning experience. Okay, guys, well, thanks again for tuning in. Sorry I haven't been putting any videos out, but I gotta regroup here, and I think the videos will be more exciting here after I get this finished, and you'll actually see some production happening, hopefully. Okay, guys, well, thanks again for watching. We'll see you real soon. Be good. Okie doke.